Torts, I know you have to be impressed with what you've seen that this young team is able to be in first place in the Pacific. They have 7 more points than Edmonton all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I think if you'd ask that organization where they're at right now, they'd shock them.
Little ahead of schedule?
Yeah, a little ahead of schedule. And that's a really good point, Bucci, is you're a little ahead of schedule, but stay with it here now.
Sure, why not?
I just, Terry, all the way through their lineup, their goaltending, it's one of the greatest stories of the league so far with 25, 30 games played.
Especially Troy Terry. I think he's the biggest surprise, Callie. You're a young player in the league. You're trying to find your way. But why the pop? Why we're talking a guy who's going to get 30, 35. Yeah. He came in with 11 career goals this year.
I think it's just experience, getting used to the league. I mean, a lot of people have to understand, guys just don't come into the league. This is a tough league to play in. You can't walk in and all of a sudden take over. Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, these are special people.
Right.
Sometimes it takes a younger guy a little bit of time to get used to the league and get used to playing. And I'll tell you what, playing with Ryan Getzlaf and learning from Ryan Getzlaf, I guarantee that's helped Troy Terry a ton.
Well, I'll tell you, when I look at this, what I'm seeing is a team that's using the recipe of a lot of other NHL teams that went on to win championships. Don't forget, the Ducks won the Stanley Cup a few years ago. Sure. Getzlaf, Perry, young guys that became the leaders of this team. Yep. Now the Ducks got different players. They got actually more young, talented players than the Ducks had in that era. Zegras is going to be a star. Terry's going to be a star. These guys are going to score a ton of goals. They're going to be leaders. You've got Gibson now. He's as good as any goaltender in the NHL. So they've got depth there. They're fast. They're aggressive. They got guts. They got character. They got energy. They got a team that hasn't won in a while, which means that the people in the fan base will be extra hungry.
Right.
And players want to go to California. They want to go to Florida, and they want to go to California. And that's a place where he'll be.
Yeah, they don't like the taxes in California, but they do like the weather. They've drafted well. They've been very healthy on the back end. They have a very experienced defensive core. And again, Torch, we love you on the show because you're always making news. And so that's very important in this business. But you want to kind of clarify something about the Trevor Zegras goal and the night you were asked about it. What's your message to Trevor and to the rest of the NHL?
Yeah, I live under a rock. I didn't realize all this was going on after the show. I mean, Ray, myself, and Ricky had a really good conversation regarding my comments. But then a coach in the league sent me an article yesterday, and I read the article, and I saw what this kid was going through as far as the questions that were being asked of him. Mm-hmm. And my heart dropped because that is the furthest thing from my mind was criticizing this kid. Mm-hmm. That was a tremendously skilled play by a tremendously skilled player, both him and Sonny. My thoughts were, is it a hockey play? And we can debate that all the way through here. Agree, disagree. I'm not saying which right is wrong, but what bothers me is the media. Yeah, the media. I do think they have taken it to another level where they put this kid in a tough spot. And this is what I feel terrible about, is that my comments have been taken out of context and almost is trying to pit me and Trevor against one another. That is the furthest thing I want it to happen. I do not want to interrupt anybody's play, any team's play, through comments. If media has disdain for me, so be it. What you feel about me is really none of my business, but it is my business when you turn my words to a kid, a 20-year-old kid, and put him in that type of spot. And I feel terrible about that, and I've reached out to both him and his coach. I've had conversations, and I don't feel great about that, and I hope he does it again, quite honestly. You don't have to agree with it, and I stick with my thoughts as far as what I think it is, but I wish him nothing but the best.
There's no doubt a lot of the media is whiny and negative. They do have disdain for you. That's probably true.
It doesn't bother you, Torch? But I thought it always got to you in the media.
But I don't think they took it like you were bashing the kid at all. You were talking about the play. I don't think I think he's fine. I don't think he was bothered by any of it. He's that kind of kid.
One thing I'll tell that kid, he texted me at 2 o'clock last night. Don't text me at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's California time. So him and I were kind of, and
very cool.
He seems, and you've talked to, he seems like a terrific kid, tremendously skilled.
Yeah.
I do. I hope he does it again.
Good. All right.
And I wish him nothing but the best.
He's got great kids, great parents. His dad still plays beer league hockey in New York. Like, this is a hockey.
You can play that till you're 80, man.
Exactly.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.